Lovisa experienced trauma at a young age when her father hung himself when she was only 10 years old. After her father passed away, Lovisa was under the care of her maternal grandmother and aunt. Her aunt and her often engaged in many discussions concerning women's rights and the relationships between men and women. In my opinion, it is likely that these very discussions sparked many of the ideas that are written about in The Ring, including Lovisa's realization towards the end of this story that she'd rather experience something real than simply live out the role of a housewife. The story highlights the often patriarchal nature present in relationships and the subjugation of women, such that they are present for no more than housekeeping and childbearing. The introduction of the ideas of women's rights from her aunt may have very well been the author's motivation for making Lovisa realize that she is worth more than just being someone's wife. Moreover, after her father passed, Dinesen no longer experienced as much freedom as she had under her father's care, and often longed for it. This may be reflected in Lovisa's desire for more freedom, evident by her wandering off into the grove in the story. The symbolism present in the story may also be related to the life that Dinesen lived. In the story, when Lovisa is in the presence of the stranger, she removes her wedding ring and in doing so devalues the idea of marriage. The removal of Lovisa's wedding ring may parallel Dinesen's choosing to divorce her first husband after realizing that the ring and the promises made in marriage were not worth of what they initially seemed to be. The thief kicking the ring away illustrates how little the ring truly means, paralleling her life in which her husband, though making a commitment to Dinesen, cheated on her multiple times and gave her syphilis, thus depreciating the promise they made to one another. Moreover, Dinesen married Baron Braun Blixen Finneck after being rejected by his twin brother. Lovisa's need to test her husband's love for her may be related to Dinesen's feelings of uncertainty that her husband ever loved her, considering he was her second choice after his brother rejected her, as well as he was unfaithful to her during her marriage. In the story, Lovisa went into her marriage thinking she knew the meaning of marriage and her role in life, but later realized that neither was what she expected. This is similar to Dinesen's life, in which she went into marriage thinking she knew what to expect, but like Lovisa, her expectations were shattered as she became a victim of her husband's cheating. In the story, Lovisa offers the thief the wedding ring in belief that it would save her life and because this was the only thing of value to her. Dinesen likely shared a similar point of view with Lovisa early on in her life, as she married twice, also believing that it was what was needed to be done, when in reality her wide success was not attributed to her role as a wife. Lastly, the phallic description of the bloody knife that the thief possessed likely symbolizes the sexual maltreatment that can be said that both Lovisa and Dinesen may have felt. Lovisa, because her sex as a woman essentially trapped her in the role of a housewife and nothing more than that. Dinesen, in that her husband's unfaithfulness resulted in emotional maltreatment and a syphilis diagnosis.